Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 20, the rainy season and the autumn in Vrindavan. So, new chapter we are starting. Today we will read from the verse number 1 to 4. So, first three verses has no purport. I'll just read it. Fourth verse we will chant together. To enhance the description of Lord Krishna's pastimes, Sri Sukadeva Goswami describes this chapter the beauty of Vrindavana during autumn and the rainy season. In the course of the presentation, he gives various charming instructions in metaphorical terms. Text 1. Sri Shuka Uvacha Tayostadhatputam Karma Dhavagnir Moksham Atmanaha Gopas Tribhya Samachakyo Pralamba Vadhamevacha. Sukadeva Goswami said to the ladies of Vrindavana, the cowherd boys then related in full detail Krishna's and Balarama's wonderful activities of delivering them from the forest fire and killing the demon Pralamba. Text 2. Kopa vriddhascha gopyascha tat upakanya vishmita menire deva pravaro Krishna Ramaho Brajam Katho. The elder cowherd men and ladies were amazed to hear this account, and they concluded that Krishna and Balarama must be exalted demigods who had appeared in Vrindavana. Tata pravar sarvasattvas samudbhava vidyomana paridhir vispurjita navasthala. Then the rainy season began, giving life and sustenance to all living beings. The sky began to rumble with the thunder, and lightning flashed on the horizon. So, please repeat. Sandra Nila Ambudai Vyoma Savidhyut Sanais Nubi Apasta Jyotihi Achanam Brahma Iva Sagunam Babhav Sandra Nilambudhair Vyoma Savidyut Stanait Nubihi Apastajyotirachandam Brahmeva sagunam bhagavu Sandra nilham budhair vyomam Savidyustanayit nabihi Apasta jyotirachanam Brahmeva sagunam babhav Sandra nihlam budhair vyomam Savidyustanayit nabihi Apasta jyotirachanam Brahmeva sagunam babhav. This chant. Santavilam bhutairyomam navidyustanayat nabihe. That's best. Sandani Sambhutarvyoma Savidyurjana Aspasta Jyotiraj. Aspasta Jyotirachanam Andranilham Budhairvyoma Aspasta Jyotirachanam Matajis. Aspasta Jyotirachanam Sandra dense Neela blue Ambudaihi by the clouds Vyoma the sky Savidyut along with lightning Sanayit Nabihi and thunder Aspasta diffuse Jyotihi its illumination Achanam covered Brahma the spirit soul Eva as if Sagunam with the material qualities of nature Bhava was manifest. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. The sky was covered by the dense cloud, The sky was then covered by the dense blue clouds accompanied by lightning and thunder. Thus, the sky and its natural illumination were covered in the same way that the spirit soul is covered by the three modes of material nature. Purport. Lightning is compared to the modes of goodness, thunder to the mode of passion, and clouds to the mode of ignorance. Thus, the cloud, sky, or at the onset of the rainy season is analogous to the pure spirit soul when he becomes disturbed by the modes of nature. For at that time he is covered and his original brilliant nature is only dimly reflected through the haze of the material qualities. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Putale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Thilamine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Putale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Thilamine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shrunivadi Paschatya Desharane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, here the description of rainy season and autumn in Vrindavan is begin in this chapter now, and here we see in the beginning is mentioned to enhance the description of Lord Krishna's pastimes. Sri Sukadeva Goswami describes this chapter, beauty of Vrindavan during autumn and the rainy season. And also Sridhara Swami comments on this first verse. He says, in this 20th chapter, together with the description of the beauty of the rainy and autumn season, or describes the pastimes of Lord Hari together with the cowherd boys and Lord Balarama during the rainy season. The description of the opulence of rainy season and the autumn given in terms of favorable and unfavorable metaphorical comparisons is actually spoken with the purpose of describing the amazing mystical pastimes of Lord Krishna. So, this description of these two seasons is not just to describe, also is enhance the wonderful pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So that's the point. And also, through this metaphorical description, there's important instructions also is given in this chapter. So, and if you see in this second verse is mentioned that all these cowherd boys, and they come back to Vrindavana from their forest, and they are narrating all this Leela, the past two Leelas. Actually, Sanatana Goswami describes that Actually, the killing Pralamba happened the first, then the forest fire, the previous chapter we saw is secondly. But here they mention first Krishna swallowed the forest fire and then Pralamba. So Sanatana Goswami describes that even though these activities were performed separately by Sri Rama and Krishna, with the idea that the two of them rendered each other assistance, they are so the Leela is spoken to the cowherd women, their assistants. They are indicated here together, or else the respective activities of Krishna, namely the deliverance from the forest fire, and Rama, namely the killing of Pralamba, should be distinguished in sequence. Adbhutam, because of being super worldly of the women, Sri Yashoda and the others, because of their special affection and so on, by the word Cha is indicated that also Sri Nanda and his associates there proclaimed it fully. In all its different details, the word Eva here is in the sense of api. Since the killing of Pralamba as having been performed by Sri Baladeva is presented as secondary, thus it is that even though this feat was performed earlier, it is mentioned afterwards, or else they related about the forest fire first, because that activity of delivering them from the forest fire was very great, and especially because it involved their own deliverance. In this way, the word Chaiva should be understood in indicating the summation of what has been spoken. So, the point what I want to say that see that such a minute, small details also, acharyas are so much absorbed in this pastimes, and such a detailed description and explanation and everything they giving, and is so amazing. Therefore, is for devotees hearing Krishna Katha is never get bored, and they don't get tired. Especially pure devotees like a Parikshit, they just able to go on hearing for 7 days continuously without this hunger, thirst, and they don't get tired, no sleep. How is possible? It's possible because it's in the transcendental platform. So much detail they can go on. If one acharya gives like this detail, then you imagine everybody. Actually, these acharyas, all these explanations, it's not just, they just imagine something. No, they just see. They are, because they are such a great souls. They are a part of that pastimes actually. They are, so this is what they see. Of course, the pastime, some of these descriptions we see a little differently is described. That's also is because sometimes Krishna performs the pastimes a little differently also. It's not that, he has to perform every time same way. Yeah. So they're a little differently also they experience what they experience, and they explain to us. And also, for the third verse, Sanatana Goswami again he gives nice explanation. In order to describe the pastimes of the Supreme Lord during the rainy season and the autumn, which have now arrived in sequence with the idea that the manifestation of the beauty of the rainy season and the autumn, Sri Vrindavana, the two Supreme Lords will engage in special pastimes. Thus, these two seasons are described, beginning with the verse that starts Tataha and continuing to the end of this chapter. So, in these two seasons, the reason is explained here because the Lord is manifesting some special pastimes. Thus, is to be understood this description as tracing from the beginning of the two seasons up to until the end of chronological sequence, especially glowing, becoming manifest, and directions in which season, because the sun being hidden by the clouds rising up, the beginning of the monsoon is casting its rays at long distance. Furthermore, in which season the sky is clearly visible because of the diminishing of the oppressive intensity of the sun's heat, or else the prefix carries the meaning lacking, and the idea is that at the beginning of the rains, by the force of the wind, dust is scattered about, and thus during the season the directions become invisible, in which seasons the sky becomes vispurjita in the season of being agitated with the particles of dust. So these are the reasons why these two particular seasons are described. So now the fourth verse also explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, by the dark blue clouds accompanied by the rumbling of the lightning, appearing as if covered the absolute truth with manifest qualities, namely the soul of the amalgamate universal form. The lightning, thunder, and clouds are analogous to the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Here, the analogy is based on the fact that the sky is not covered in reality because of being simply being the basis upon which the clouds and the fourth lie, is the sky to be compared with the absolute truth, and this comparison to be taken by yogis as favorable example of emulating in terms of their own object of worship. So here, by giving this description, the metaphorical description, how these clouds, thunder, and the lightning compare with the three modes, and the jiva's position the living entity's position in this material world is described. So it is a very important thing. Of course, that is not everyone can describe in this way with such a nice metaphorical description, unless you are some great poet or something. But at least Jiva in this material world should understand his position. So therefore, in this way is more easy to relate, because he sees the cloud, he sees the thunder, he experiences it, which is something very easily he can relate it to it. So this kind of descriptions in Bhagavatam several places we can see, and particularly in this chapter with a very nice instruction, like this first verse, the fourth verse, first instruction is given that living entities in the material world is covered by three modes of material nature. So this instruction is very important, because the jiva, when they are covered by the modes of material nature, they don't realize it. They don't know they are covered. You see, practically, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we also have no idea. Most of us, I never heard there is three modes, Sattva guna, Raja guna, Tama guna. This word I never heard before. And what to speak of, covered by these three modes, and we have to come out of it. That's our goal of life. Nothing. So this is the power of covered by these three modes. This covers complete identification. The jiva forgets his own identity. Therefore, it's called covered. It's completely, he forgets his own identity. So that is the problem of all this material life. Of course, forgetting own identity means also forgetting the Supreme Lord, because unless he remembers, he is not belong to this material world. He is not part of this material world. He belongs to the spiritual world. He is part and parcel of Krishna. So he cannot realize himself without realizing God. God realization is not completely separate thing. So the jiva, unless realize his position, unless he express his feeling that I am a spirit soul, I am suffering here, I am trying to enjoy, but I am not able to enjoy, because the nature of material world is all the time, giving some troubles, some problems are there. Taking birth, from beginning to taking birth, until the death, all the time. So many diseases comes, old age comes, and all the time some adidhavika, adhyatmika, adibhaudika, kleshas, all the time going through so much suffering. So the jiva has to realize, but its own realizing is very difficult. Jiva themselves, they cannot. So therefore, the Supreme Lord is so merciful, and He is always the real well-wisher of all living entities. Sukridam sarvabhutanam. So He helps the living entities by appearing Himself as so many different avatars and performing so many wonderful pastimes and giving this so wonderful description about the spiritual world, and sending all the great acharyas to preach and giving this knowledge in the form of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, all these transcendental literatures. In this way, all the time the Supreme Lord is trying to give this knowledge that we are not belongs to this material world, we are not the enjoyers of this material world. The only enjoyer is that Supreme Lord, and we are all enjoyed by Him. We are here to serve the Supreme Lord. That is our constitutional position. That only will make us happy. Unless we engage, we accept the supremacy of the Supreme Lord Krishna, unless we surrender to Him, we will never be happy. So this knowledge has to be given all the time. It has to be preached to these conditioned souls. It's like we are all came by the mercy of devotees when they preached to us, and we came to know, and we are trying to realize this knowledge. We are trying to practice to come out of these clutches of modes of material nature. So similarly, this knowledge has to spread to as much as possible. That's the Lord's desire. That's the desire of all the great personalities, because they are para dukkha dukhi. When they see the other living entities are suffering in this material world, and they feel so much compassion, so they wanted to help these conditioned souls. So therefore, all these wonderful, amazing descriptions in the literatures are given. So, especially in this kind of metaphorical description and this with instruction is a very, very, important thing. In the upcoming verse, we can see many more. This kind of description is there. So it's very much. I'll say the living entity, they can relate to it, this kind of description when they hear. So, and we can also can be very simple people. We don't have to be express our feelings like this with some, with great poetically and metaphorically, with grammatical, all these things. So many ways to, to express we may not know. We may be a very simple person, but unless we understand our position, unless we understand what is our constitutional position and what is our condition now in this material world. So unless we understand, unless we express it to the Supreme Lord, unless we pray to Him, unless we pray for His mercy, it's very difficult to come out of these conditions. So, therefore, these descriptions are very much helpful for us. Very much, it's very much inspiring. The details of this Vrindavan, the descriptions. There is no, in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna gives, there is no sun, there is no need of moon, there is no need of electricity. All this kind of description is give us, oh, amazing. So we can't, here is very difficult for us to understand, even though, but if you just think a little bit, see here now, we are, sorry, it's daytime, still we need a light, otherwise here is a darkness. And what to speak of in night? There's little darkness is so much problem. In the night time, when I come from the studio to the room in the ashram, especially these four corners, every time, every step is, you never know if anything to be hit there or anything. Sometimes mosquito nets are there, somebody is sleeping, sometimes some pots they keep, sometimes so many things. You never know, you just, unless you take your mobile and put some light. Even though it's a short distance, to cross this darkness is so much anxiety, so much, you can see every time. Any time I come without phone, then is really difficult. So darkness means is fearful. You don't know what will happen next step. So that is our position. That is our position in this material world. Every one of us in darkness. So to come out from this darkness, come out of this three modes of material nature, so we have to surrender to the master of these three modes of material nature. So Krishna is the master. He says, Maya takshena prakriti suyate sacharachara. This prakriti, which is made of these three modes, is under Krishna's supervision. Krishna is controlling this material nature. So by surrendering to Krishna, Maya mameve prapatyate mayametam tarantite. By surrendering to Krishna, we can easily come out of this. Otherwise, it's our own, we will never able to understand our position, and we will never able to come out of this condition. Maya will put us more and more in this darkness, and we will be thinking that we are the enjoyer, developing slowly some demoniac qualities. Like yesterday evening we were reading from the 16th chapter Bhagavad Gita, asatyam apratishtam Anishwaram, all these words. Yesterday we were hearing. And we will think this world is Maya, this is not real, this, that. So many nonsense ideas will come. But also, Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains that even though these materialistic people, they say asatyam, this world is not real, but they are very expertly trying to enjoy this material world. It's completely contradictory. They say it's a satyam, it's not real, but they try to enjoy it. So this kind of demoniac qualities will develop unless we hear from these scriptures, unless we associate with devotees. Slowly, this Maya is like that. Like, see now, practically, the society, people, when they stop hearing Ramayana, Mahabharata, and scriptures from the elderly members of the family, and when the TV came into the house and now internet within everyone's hand, so is the Maya spread her net much widely. So we can see the people completely got stuck into that net, so-called internet is the Maya's net. So when they get stuck into that Maya's net, it's very difficult. Then everyone thinks I am the enjoyer. Ishvaro aham bhogi. So they try to enjoy, and when they not able to, then they develop so many these atheistic ideas, and then still they are trying. So they go on, then again they will try for their enjoyment, and they will die, then again they will take birth again. Of course, if they live like this with the demonic ideas, they will not get at least even human birth. They will definitely go lower species. So then again is more suffering in this material world. So better we take advantage of these descriptions, this knowledge, and also we try to give to others as much as possible. Then our life is successful. Otherwise it's simply suffering. Instead of simply being anantam buddhivartam, is simply being blissful forever, and we go on suffer here. That's only difference. Hare Krishna. So I stop here. Anything to add, any comment or question? I do not know much spiritual world to speak. So maybe after some time. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Also, Gokul Prabhu said Sunday that they say Devatas because they don't think Krishna is the Supreme Lord, because the Aishwarya Jnana they don't want. So Devata means devotees, so we are devotees, so they can kind of relate equal, so they can relate it to more closely. That also is nice to hear. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada